Sheriff just timed out fluid emergency.
Mr. Denal?
I'm here. Sorry.
Welcome back, Mr. Denal. Let's begin formal proceedings then if you're ready. Okay. Well, on behalf of the Magistrates Court of Victoria, I welcome you to this building today. We acknowledge the traditional elders of this land, past, present, and emerging, and thank any elders here with us today. The Magistrates Court of Victoria works by asking prosecution prove beyond reasonable doubt what the accused has committed, why it's a crime, and any suggested sentencing, should they wish. The defence is assumed innocent until proven guilty in the Magistrates Court of Victoria and has the ability to provide any reasoning why they think the court should consider leniency or provide any reasons or evidence that the accused did not, in fact, commit any of the crime/charges listed. At any time, members of the prosecution or the defence can raise an objection. Please just wait for me to answer you, and then we can continue. If I either say that the objection is revoked or sustained. Are there any questions at this point in time?
No, Your Honour.
Well, before we begin our opening arguments, as a reminder, we'll have opening arguments, and then when I declare closing arguments, no further evidence can be submitted. But for the court's record today, could the defence please announce their names and rank to the court?
Of course, Your Honour. Danoah, D-A-N-O-A-H, Huxley, H-U-X-L-E-Y, counsel for the defendant, Bob O. Maxwell Smalls.
I am James Luciano Shaw. You can look up the spelling, or I can tell you later, Your Honour. I'm co-counsel for the defendant, Bob O. Maxwell Smalls.
Thank you, defence, and to the prosecution.
Your Honour, First Constable Nick Duff and Senior Constable Cameron Drax.
Thank you, prosecution. Any questions before we begin proceedings today?
Not from the defence, Your Honour.
Nothing from prosecution, Your Honour.
Wonderful. Well, I hand over to the prosecution to provide their opening arguments as they open the case today.
Thank you, Your Honour. As submitted to the court within case 325, the facts of the matter. I'm just going to be reading them off at this point in time. So the accused in the matter is Bob Maxwell Smalls from a Textile City address. Smalls was served a short-term firearms prohibition order on the 10th of November 2024, which was approved by Magistrate Kat Montgomery. Around 1 p.m. today on the 8th of December, police were conducting proactive patrols around the beach and the metal detecting area there. About this time, police observed a van arrive to that scene at postal 311. Police conducted checks through their ANPR system revealing that their registration was expired, and further checks revealed that Smalls was subject to a short-term firearms prohibition order. Police walked up to the vehicle, where the accused then approached police shortly after, and a conversation was held, just in relation to what police were doing in the area. Police explained to the accused that they were conducting checks in the area, saw the vehicle was unregistered, and wanted to find out who the person was that was speaking to, which was the accused. So he was subjected to that firearms prohibition order search as per the requirements, and he basically said go for it. Nothing was found adverse on the accused, on his person. The vehicle was then searched, which revealed the evidence we are putting before the court today of 49 shotgun shells, 43 SMG ammo, 74 rifle ammo, 466 pistol ammo, one knife, and a pair of spike strips. He was then placed into our custody and conveyed to Davis 900, where he was afforded the opportunity to contact his legal representation, which he did. Further to that, we are going to be requesting an extension of the firearms prohibition order today, as the accused is a repeat offender. 3 days after he was served the firearms prohibition order, he was charged with a imitation weapon, as well as the serious nature of this offence today before the court in relation to the amount of pistol ammo. When the accused was questioned, he said to police he was going to hand it in. However, I don't believe that is in fact true, as the amount of the ammunition in his vehicle is a substantial amount. Obviously been ordered over a few days there. It's our submission to the court, Your Honour.
Thank you, Mr. Duff. I now hand over to the defence to bring about their first opening statement.
Excuse me. Sorry. Good morning, Your Honour. Starters. Approximately 12:30-ish, around the time of 12:30 on the 8th. The 12th day. Sorry, the 8th day, the 12th month of 2024. My client was at the 311 metal detecting. He was literally just sitting there metal detecting, Your Honour, where the officer's AMPR obviously hit the number plate of his vehicle. In saying that, Your Honour, the officers, we're not questioning what the officers did with their AMPR hit and the FPO search, but what we are questioning, Your Honour, is Mr. O'Maxwell's reasoning for the ammunition to have it. He did not intend on having it, Your Honour. As we all know, metal detecting, you can pull up quite a large sum of ammunition in quite a short time of ammunition, metal detecting, depending on depending on the days, the times, location you're metal detecting, stuff like that, Your Honour. I strongly believe Mr. O'Maxwell was going to hand the ammunition in, as well as the knife that he had in his vehicle, as well as other items, example spike strip, stuff like that, Your Honour. As due to Big Pole obviously not picking up their spike strip, that's why it was in the sand when Mr. O'Maxwell found it. Your Honour, Mr. O'Maxwell was served a permanent FPO by accident. The FPO was meant to end, I believe, on the 8th, I believe, which is today. But the permanent FPO was taken away, and the short-term FPO was given, which did extend the FPO period. That is all for my opening statement, Your Honour.
Thank you, Mr. Huxley. I now hand back over to the prosecution to bring forth any evidence or any witnesses as required.
Your Honour, unfortunately we did not obtain any names of other people at the metal detecting area. However, in relation to the defence's submission of the accused being at the scene, he actually arrived as we were already there. So the individual was not conducting any metal detecting. I'd just like to submit photos of the evidence as submitted in case 325 for the court, in relation to the actual ammunition and photos of that ammunition. Your Honour, if you wish, and if you could allow the prosecution to submit the accused's criminal history, just in relation to the breach of the FPO shortly after.
Just confirming, Your Honor, are we in opening statements?
We've gone past the initial opening statement.
Perfect.
Discussed the evidence.
Thank you for confirming, Your Honor.
Not a problem, Mr. Huxley. Mr. Duff, so would you just please reword your request?
So, Your Honour, I'm just requesting to submit the accused's criminal history into evidence as a repeat offender.
I don't believe that's necessary, Your Honor. Counsel will not approve of that request.
And why is that, Mr. Huxley?
As I believe it has no relevance to the ammunition. So the only thing we are disputing here, Your Honor, is the reason of, like, is he or is he not giving the ammunition over to Melbourne Police when he has finished metal detecting? I do not believe that it has any relevance to giving over the ammunition after he was finished metal detecting, Your Honor.
Your Honour, it's the position of the prosecution that this is a strict liability offence, and that the matter in front of you today has occurred. It's not a question of his later intent. It's a question in the prosecution's eyes of that the offence has already been committed.
This is what the offence is arguing, Your Honour. We are arguing the fact of, is it an offence that he was not going to give the ammunition over? Obviously, he is in possession of the ammunition, whether that being when he went to give the ammunition over, there was no officer on duty, and he was going to give it at a later point to today, after he was finished metal detecting and possibly finding more ammunition. As we all know, and you could ask anyone that has been metal detecting before, Your Honour, that the ammunition is quite easy to find on the beach, due to the organised crime growing and growing.
So, in summary, the reason why the prosecution would like to subpoena the defence's criminal history is for what reason?
In relation to the repeat offence from the accused, that will support our application for an extension on the FPO, as well as showing that he has no remorse for committing these sorts of offences, Your Honour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just with that, Your Honour, as well, the FPO is obviously issued in relation to repeat firearm offences, so we believe that the relevance of further repeat offences would be relevant to the matter.
I see. In this circumstance, yes, I will allow it. Please provide it to the case, the evidence deposit, and any of those photos that you mentioned previously.
Perfect. That has been submitted, Your Honour, and the photos are attached above in that case.
Your Honour, in saying that, then I would also like to subpoena the body cam from the whole interaction of when they stopped Mr. O'Maxwell Smalls, the whole conversation regarding Mr. O'Maxwell Smalls, to the point of his arrest, Your Honour.
That would make sense, Mr. Huxley. The prosecution, if that's possible, could you please provide that?
Unfortunately, Your Honour, due to my head, I cannot supply that.
Was there any other officers with you at the time?
Just the prosecution, Your Honour.
Yeah, Your Honour, I'm just reviewing my body-worn camera footage at the moment. I do have retained footage from the point after the conversation had began. However, it does not include the lead up to where myself and First Constable Duff were currently stationary when the defendant actually arrived at the scene. So just noting, it is quite key that he was not actively metal detecting for more than a period of, I would say, 30 to 60 seconds before we made contact with him after arriving at Vespucci Beat. However, I do have the interaction from at which point conversation was made through to approximately his arrival at the station.
In saying that, Your Honour, can I ask the prosecution a question?
Yes, Mr. Huxley.
Prosecution to you directly. Is
Which
your body...
which prosecutor were you asking, myself or?
Yes, yourself. Sorry, I'm not familiar with who, so I do apologise in that matter. Yes, yourself, sir. Is your body cam recording 10 minutes long? Just a general question.
It is more than 10 minutes long. However, it is missing relevant context before contact was made.
Okay. No, yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Your Honour.
Just noting, Your Honour, if you would like to subpoena that footage, I am running a slightly older version of the body-worn camera software, so I may have to jump in a call and clarify any relevant sections as required.
Understand. Mr. Huxley, is that suitable for you?
It will be suitable, Your Honour, as long as that you are willing to take that as evidence from both sides. At this stage, since the interaction that I was kind of looking for in the body cam is not present, I will move on to cross-examining when we get to mid-ground statements. Your Honour.
Understand. So continuing to move on, would the prosecution like to go through the evidence that has been presented in the evidence deposit?
Absolutely, Your Honour. So just referring back to the photo exhibit 1, we'll assign that as, in relation to the photo of the actual ammunition within the van, Your Honour. So exhibit 1, you can see the ammunition, SMG ammunition 43, rifle ammunition 74, pistol 466, the shotgun ammunition 49, and the knife and the spike strip just on the bottom of the van there. Would also like to relate to exhibit 2 being the criminal history. So Mr. Smalls, he was served that FPO on the 10th of November. And if we go to exhibit 2 in relation to the initial charge being discharged weapon in a public place and attempted murder on emergency services, that was in relation to that service of that FPO. 3 days after that, he was actually charged with possessing an imitation weapon without legal authority, showing the continued criminal aspect from the accused. He was also then charged on the 7th of this month, being yesterday, with assaulting emergency services and theft of a government service vehicle, as well as engaging in a police pursuit.
Them last 2 charges that he mentioned, Your Honour, have no relevance to the FPO. Or the,
It's still a criminal history, Your Honour.
Your Honour, also, may I add, they have not supplied his full criminal history. They've only supplied the criminal history that benefits their case.
Your Honour, I can supply the entire history, that's fine. Just supplying what's relevant to our case today in relation to the service of the FPO and a reason.
Objection, Your Honour, if it was...
I understand, Mr. Duff. Yes, Mr. Huxley, could you please explain your objection?
If they were just asking for relevant factors of the case, they wouldn't have mentioned the theft of an emergency vehicle. Has no relevance to the case today, Your Honour. I understand the assault of an EMS worker, that is fine, but the stealing of the emergency service vehicle has no relevance to this case, Your Honour.
I shall keep that in mind. But I do agree with the prosecution that this context is key, even though it's not directly related to the FPO. However, on the matter of the FPO, could I please subpoena the record that showed the day in which the permanent FPO was first applied to Mr. O'Maxwell Smalls?
Yep, give me a moment here, Your Honour, and I'll find those records for you. I believe
Beautiful.
that was wiped by higher up than us, so there may be no record of it that we can find. However, we'll do some digging.
We appreciate that, prosecution. Also, a question to you, Your Honour, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Denard.
Are we still on prosecution's middle ground arguments, Your Honour?
I think someone
believe so, yes.
there's a sheriff
Thank
or
you, Your Honour.
someone
Just
to come
keeping an
through
eye
the
on everything.
door. You'll have to unlock it for him.
Pardon, say again, please.
Are you wanting to come through the door?
No, one of the
Yeah,
lawyers
Your Honour,
just,
it does appear to
needs
be
go
an
in and test him just to
administrative
make sure I'm out
error
here
at
with
this
him,
time.
just so
There
we don't
doesn't
have to
appear to
search him
be any
again.
record of the
Yeah,
permanent
no, it's all good.
FPO being issued, which is likely in relation to the federal government actions to resolve that matter.
Understand. Mr. Genoa, is your client willing to say under oath that he received the permanent FPO by mistake on the date that you suggested?
I believe so, Your Honour. I would I would direct the question at him, Your Honour. I will ask for grounds for him to speak on that matter.
Yes, please.
Mr. Smalls, over to you.
Yes, Your Honour, I would.
I will. Would you like to ask the questions, Your Honour? Would you like me to redirect the questions?
No, there's no further questions for me on that. I'll hand back now to the prosecution to bring to light any evidence or witnesses that they choose to call, whether that be their own co-counsel or accused.
Your Honour, it's the position of Victoria Police. There's no further evidence that's not already been disclosed other than that body cam, which is available at request. It's just currently the position of the prosecution
fairly fun court case,
that
considering.
the defence was subject to a firearms prohibition order. He was aware that he was subject to a firearms prohibition
Victor will
order.
win this one, but
And
anyway.
as such, that order remains valid unless obviously lifted by the courts.
It is a pretty vague.
Thank you, prosecution. I'll hand over to therefore
It could be
Mr.
taken
Denoir for
either
his middle
way.
ground arguments.
It's hard to really say.
Thank you, Your Honour. So
how are you today,
Mr.
Dark
Smalls,
Wolf?
After the original conversation between the officers and Mr. Smalls, the officers did advise, which I will cross-examine one of the officers very shortly, Your Honour. They did advise that to throw everything in the bin, which would be disregarding evidence, Your Honour. In saying that, Your Honour, they should have taken the evidence and put it in the safe, secure police armory, Your Honour. Which is where I lead my arguments, Your Honour. I shall speak to the counsel, the prosecution counsel, and I will get one of them.
Just
up
objection,
under oath.
Your Honour.
Yes, well, please advise.
What would be the relevance of that statement in relation to the defence having the ammunition in his possession?
You trying to destroy evidence, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just noting, Your Honour, that we're in possession of all aforementioned items that have been provided to the court. That by no intent was there any suggestion to destroy evidence before the court.
Also,
Mr. Duff, are they on your person?
Senior Constable has them secured within his locker this time.
That's correct, Your Honour. They're secured in the Rancho 900 armory room.
So my question to you then was why did you tell Mr. Smalls to bin everything when you know that is a public bin?
Your Honour, objection.
Yep. What's your objection?
At no time did we tell Mr. Smalls to throw anything in the bin. His advice from us was to contact police whenever he come across any pistol ammunition.
Can I get them to say that under oath, Your Honour? Because I don't believe that is true. Mr. Smalls has told me.
I think Mr. Denoir, it would be wise to begin an examination.
That's fine. I will request. I believe it's. Sorry, I do not know Victorian ranks off the top of my head. I believe First Constable Nick Duff. I believe. Or Officer Nick Duff to the stand, please.
Yep, First Constable Nick Duff.
Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Duff. Good evening, Mr. Duff. So from the time stamp of your first interaction walking up to the van, having a chat with Mr. O'Maxwell Smalls, did you at any point tell him or advise him to put any ammunition found in the bin?
Your Honour, no, I did not.
Just confirming, Mr. Duff, you know that you're under oath, and if it is found at any time...
I understand the court's proceedings.
I would appreciate not being cut off, Mr. Duff. From there, Mr. Duff, do you... That is all my questions, Your Honour.
Okay, thank you, First Constable Duff. You may resume your seat. Mr. Denoa, any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honour. One more point that I would like to bring up is Mr. Maxwell was ran through his whole FPO, responsibilities of an FPO, powers of an FPO, regardless of the matter. One thing he was not informed about, Your Honour, is holsters. He was not informed at any point, nor in any legislation.
Objection, Your Honour.
Yes, your objection,
Relevance. Sir? Relevance. There was no matter involving a holster presented before the court today.
Sustained. Please continue, Mr. Denoa.
That is all, Your Honour.
Any further evidence from either party?
The prosecution has no further evidence for the court, Your Honour.
Defence rests their case, Your Honour.
As a result, we will now move into closing arguments. Prosecution, please begin.
Your Honour, as stated before the court today, the accused was read his FPO within this courtroom. He should be understanding of that FPO and know, to the best of his ability, not to possess any firearm parts, or ammunition as part of that FPO. He was found in possession with it today, and the prosecution has put that before the court. That's all we have, Your Honour.
Thank you, prosecution. Defence?
Your Honour, look, I would just simply like to state that Bobo Maxwell Smalls was and had full intentions of handing over all the ammunition to Melbourne Police rather. He has said that countless. He would, I believe he would have said that under oath if he had the chance, Your Honour. But look, all I ask, Your Honour, is that you take into consideration that Bob is trying to make a better person of himself. Obviously, he has burned a lot of bridges. He has done a lot of bad things, Your Honour, as he acknowledges, Your Honour. All that I do ask, Your Honour, is that you take into consideration that, albeit the pistol ammo was a large amount, the other ammunition was not a large amount. And take into consideration that he could have, thrown the given the ammunition, to Melbourne Police, Your Honour, which I believe in full intent that he had to do that. I rest my case with that, Your
Honour. Before I move to deliberations, just a final point for me. The charge that was added to the evidence deposit, the penalty infringement notice of driving an unregistered vehicle, that has not been mentioned the entirety of the case. Am I correct in presuming that the prosecution will be not going ahead with this charge?
Your Honour, it's outlined in the facts and the matter just at the bottom there, that we will be proceeding with the infringement before the court. That is in relation to the accused driving that van to the
Objection,
site
Your Honour,
there.
why was it not brought up in the court in the whole case then? They have at no point stated that they wish to pursue the charge. Obviously, it is in the case file, but at no point have they.
Not a charge, it's an infringement.
I would ask for it to be removed, Your
Honour. Just noting, Your Honour, with that, the initial reason for the stop was in relation to the unregistered vehicle being flagged, which was acknowledged in the opening statement by my colleague, at which point further checks revealed the driver was subject to an FPO.
My question to your client, Mr. Denoa, is, was he aware that he was driving a unregistered vehicle?
I'll redirect that question to Mr. Smalls, and we'll ask him that.
Please.
We'll ask him to speak, Your Honour. Mr. Smalls? I can't hear if you're speaking, mate. I don't know if anyone else can.
Yeah,
right?
can't hear him either, Your Honour.
No.
Still can't hear you, mate.
Yeah, might have to do a bit of sign language, Your Honour, if he's aware.
Yes.
Your Honour, may I ask that you just ask him the question and his sign language answer back to you, please? Judging by his issues.
Irrespective, contemplating mens rea of a penalty infringement notice is probably a waste of the court's time. So we'll see.
Happy to proceed, Your Honor.
Mr. Donato, your client was aware of his FPO, correct?
Your Honor, yes.
Yet he was found. I believe you're not disputing what was found on him.
Mhm.
What was his mental reasoning for knowing of the consequences? Why do you suggest that he came into such vast amounts, we could even say, of such prohibited items?
I wouldn't say vast amount, Your Honor. Obviously pistol ammunition. It is legal to own by some people in the state of Victoria. Your Honor. I would more so address the illegal types of ammunition. Your Honor, metal detecting, as we all know, the gun violence on the streets.
Just an objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
Just noting that in this instance as well, pistol ammunition is an illegal type of ammunition for the defendant.
I was not disputing that, Your Honor. I was just simply stating the facts. Your Honor.
No to prosecution, thank you.
Your Honor, everyone knows the state of Melbourne at the moment with the organised crime violence, the constant gunfights on the street. As the prosecution could vouch, that there is a lot of gun violence at the moment. Whether that be shells on the beach, whether that be ammunition that's just been dropped out of magazines on the beach, Your Honor. Metal detecting, Your Honor, is a very easy way to find said illegal ammunition. Myself, I have found very low amounts of ammunition. I have just straight away put it in a bin, Your Honor, a very secluded bin, and just put it away. Obviously not the best thing to
Just
do,
an
Your Honor.
objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
Would just like to note that it is recorded on the record that the defence or the representative for the defence is disposing of ammunition in a bin unlawfully.
It's not unlawfully, Your Honor.
But we'd just like to note that as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
No worries, mate.
Noted, thank you.
Your Honor, look, all I simply say is he had the intention of handing over said ammunition to police. That's all I'll comment further.
But we're just confirming what portion of that ammunition was found during metal detecting.
I believe all of it, Your Honor. You ask anyone that has been metal detecting, Your Honor. It is how do I say? It is a very, very easy thing to find. So I believe all of it, Your Honor. Like you can judge off the coins found as well, Your Honor, as well as like the gold, the iron. He would have been metal detected for quite some time.
Understand, Mr. Donato. So just one final point of clarification for me is that did your client purposefully try and obtain the ammunition that was found in his vehicle?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, objection.
Should have started with objection.
Yes, what is your objection, prosecution?
Your Honor, the prosecution believes that that may be incorrect, as if those items were found, there would be no reason for them to be stored in his vehicle.
Objection to that, Your Honor. You can't hold. Not everyone's like Victorian Police has very big pockets, Your Honor. We can't hold large quantities of ammunition, or little quantities to large quantities, depending on what ammunition type you're talking about. Your Honor, it has to be stored in a vehicle.
Your Honor, just a point for further clarification by the courts. Why would the defendant be looking to hold more ammunition?
Because he was going to report it to police as soon as he was finished with his metal detecting for the day, Your Honor. There's no point in calling Victorian Police down, wasting time, resources, money, everything, for if you find maybe two pieces of shotgun ammunition in the sand, Your Honor, you may as well collect it and hand it in at one time to Victorian Police, so you save Victorian Police's time, money, efforts, powers, everything like that.
Your Honour, the prosecution would just like to note that the defence has acknowledged the intention to retain ammunition while
Objection, Your
aware
Honour,
that it is unlawful.
that is not what the defence is stating. The defence is stating, why would we waste your valuable time to the community when you could be dealing with the organised crime that is going on? Your Honour, we are only suggesting that it is not a point, like it is useless to call Victorian police down out of their daily duties, and they could be dealing with constant gunfights on the street, constant robberies, anything like that. It is more use to Victorian police to be seized in a large amount, Your Honour. That is not what the defence is stating, so I would ask that to be striked off the record.
Returning to the prosecution, you mentioned in the beningings, how long did you see the accused metal detecting for? Did you state 30 seconds before the court?
Yeah, Your Honour, I did state between 30 and 60 seconds. So if you're familiar with the lighthouse or the life-saving tower in the area, Your Honour, we were, I would say, between that and the roadway, at which point I would say about a quarter of the distance between the roadway and the tower, the defence arrived, parked his vehicle. So for prior context, I would say myself and First Constable Duff had been present in the Vespucci Beach area for approximately 25 minutes, doing various patrols across the beach-related area, and just investigating general matters. And I would say the vehicle.
They don't know what my defendant was. The defendant was doing beforehand. He could have been metal detecting in other areas, and just moved because he felt like it. Example A.
Your Honour, the prosecution would be happy to have that clarified in relation to what the defendant was doing prior. Would you like me to continue my statement or first clarify
yes, please,
that matter?
please continue.
Not a problem at all, Your Honour. So I would say that the vehicle pulled onto the scene, at which point within 30 seconds, myself and First Constable Duff elect to run the registration of the vehicle, at which point it was flagged that it was unregistered and the registered owner had an FPO, where we then drove slightly close to the vehicle, decamped from our vehicle, approached it, where the driver or owner-driver, the defendant, then came up to us and the matters began.
Thank
But
you.
I would say in that entire instance, no more than 60 seconds from when he arrived to the time where we began physically inspecting his vehicle.
I'll clarify for the defendant. I believe he has spoken to me before the hearing. He was metal detecting at another location, Your Honour. Also, Your Honour, I would like...
For how long, Mr. Donawa?
I would like to put that question to him. He has just, I believe, ducked into his head for 2 seconds, Your Honour. I would have to get it clarified by him. He can give me an exact time frame. Yeah, Your Honour, yeah. I genuinely cannot answer that further until the client is present again.
I understand, Mr. Donawa. I really would just like to clarify when your client returns how long he was metal detecting for, and was he doing it in the one location, or was he driving around?
Mm-hmm. Are you back, Mr. Smalls? Was that you that I heard, sorry? I can't hear you, mate. You're gonna have to speak up.
Sorry, what was that, Your Honour?
So the question was... Oh, sorry. You want me to answer that, Your Honour, or would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, please, Mr. Donawa.
Question to you, Mr. Smalls. Before your interaction at the beach, were you or were you not metal detecting at other places?
Yes, I have actually been metal detecting at quite a few places today, Your Honour.
And for how long for, roughly?
Since I basically first flew in, I caught my flight 3 hours and 20 minutes ago. Since then, I've been metal detecting. I've been buying, smartwatches and things off people. So I do have people that can, say that I have actually been metal detected.
And were you or were you not driving around in your vehicle with the evidence that has been put forward to the court today?
No, Your Honor.
So, just to assist me, could you explain in detail the location where the evidence was all found?
On the beach, I'll just pull out my map out of my backpack here. So you've got 311. On the side where the water is, that kind of strip there, that's where the evidence had been located, Your Honor.
So, just for clarification, 100% of the evidence that has been put forward today in court was found in the one location, and you did not move it anywhere.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, a further point of clarification on our
Yes,
part
please.
there. He was searched prior to interacting with his vehicle as well by police, which did reveal no items. The items were only found later after searching the vehicle.
Thank you, prosecution. Mr. Janelle, how does your client respond?
I will pass the question to him, Your Honor. He
Just
said he's
re-
been metal. He said he's been metal detecting all day, Your Honor. It was not to say that at the garage where he pulled that van out from, he put some stuff away from previous locations, Your Honor. That would be the example, not example, the relevance, I guess, Your Honor. If you'd like to comment further, Mr. Smalls, you may.
Yeah, so what would you like me to clarify, Your Honor, or speak on?
Mr. Maxwell Smalls, could you just please clarify? So, the prosecution have provided in their written testimony and their affidavit that you had no items on you in the initial search. The only items were found in the vehicle. If you were in the process of metal detecting, why weren't there any metal detecting items on you?
Your Honor, I actually did have a metal detector and a shovel on me. And I'm 99% sure I had these 8 silver coins I currently have on me still.
Your Honor, just for clarification, that is correct. He had metal detecting items on him. We're referring to nothing adverse found on his person.
I believe what you're trying
AFAB.
to clarify. I'll let you go. Sorry, Your Honor.
No, please, Mr. Denard.
I believe what you're trying to clarify is Mr. Smalls was metal detecting elsewhere in another vehicle. Mr. O. Maxwell then proceeded to a garage to pull his van out of a garage, the van that was in question, where he did put his findings from the last place he was. Then he was to go down to the beach, finish off his metal detecting for the day, reach out to the Melbourne Police Department, and hand in any said illegal items, e.g. spike strips, e.g.
Just
the
an
shotgun
objection,
ammunition.
Your Honor.
Yes, please.
The defence has provided to the court that 100% of the items found today put before the court were found at that one location where we searched him.
I
The
believe we got a
defence is
bit
now
muddled up with the
providing evidence
objection.
that he's found it elsewhere.
I believe Your Honor, we may have been muddled up with the question. I believe I thought you meant was the everything found in the van at that location. I did not understand the question, Your Honor. I thought you meant was all the items in the van found at that location.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Your Honor, as well.
Muddled up with the question.
Yes, let me clarify. The question was, were all the items that have been presented in evidence found at the location that you were metal detecting at the time of members of Melbourne Police searching you?
Then no, Your Honor. Sorry, I did not understand the question when you originally asked. I thought you meant was, as I stated before, and found at that location. No, in the van at that location. Sorry. Your Honor, I did not understand the question. I have now corrected myself. I do apologize.
So, thank you, Mr. No. Just to help me understand, the position of the defence is that some of the items in the evidence deposit that were pictured there
Yes, Your Honor.
were not found metal detecting during the period that Mr. Maxwell Smalls described. They were there from a previous metal detecting experience.
Same day, same fly-in like same board the plane. It was just previous to the interaction with the Melbourne Police.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Same day, within maybe the same hour and a half, Your Honor, maybe a bit less than that, Your Honor. I don't have an exact time frame. I do not believe my client has an exact time frame either, Your Honor, as not everyone has a watch or looks at the time every.
No, I understand that, but my next question is then, why weren't the items handed into a member of Melbourne Police then?
Back to my previous statement, Your Honor. Mr. Maxwell stated to me down at the cells just before he was going to be metal detecting for approximately 3 more hours, and we didn't. And I believe my client did not want to waste Melbourne Police's time, just taking a very small amount of ammunition where he could have continued to sieve through the sand.
Just an objection, Your Honor.
Can you let
Yes,
me finish, please?
prosecution.
Right, come on.
Just in relation to the claim that was a small amount of ammunition, Your Honor, while I understand we're no longer giving evidence, in my opinion,
Objection, Your Honor. He
as
said
a
we're no
subject
longer
matter
giving evidence,
expert,
and now he's giving evidence.
that is not a small amount of ammunition. For your reference, Your Honor, the standard amount of ammunition a
Objection,
Victoria
Your
Police
Honor.
employee would be issued is 100
Objection,
rounds
Your
of
Honor.
ammunition.
That's contempt, Your Honor. He's talking over an objection.
I was just going to let him finish, Mr. Denoa.
It is now closing argument. Evidence has been given, Your Honor. Now he's trying to give you more evidence. It should be stricken.
Mr. Denoa, this is rather argumentative. The member of the prosecution was delivering their objection. I would let them finish their objection. Ordinarily, before an objection is raised, the objection, just for consistency in the courts. Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, so just continuing on my point there in relation to the claim that it was a small amount of ammunition. So for your reference, Your Honor, a standard Victoria Police employee is equipped with 100 rounds of pistol ammunition. So the defendant was in possession of 4.6 times the standard issue loadout of just pistol ammunition alone of a police officer. A cert officer or other officers would not carry in excess of 600 rounds of ammunition of any type, which the defence was in possession of. So that is a tactical officer who would not even carry a volume of ammunition that the defence, a individual subject to an FPO, was in possession of.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Denoa, your objection to the objection that was raised?
Yep, Your Honor. He's literally. It is closing arguments. You can no longer give evidence. He just gave you evidence by stating what Victorian police officers carry. It is. Like it's
Mr. Denoa, I will overrule that in this case, as that is just a statement of fact.
Okay, Your Honor.
Are there any further questions between the prosecution and the defence before I move to deliberations?
No, Your Honour, the prosecution rests its case.
The defence?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I will adjourn for 5 minutes and will return. I will move to deliberations. I do instruct members of the gallery to remain in the gallery component and not speak to the prosecution or defence, and the members of the prosecution or defence to not speak to each other during this time. Thank you so much for your patience, and I will be back with you shortly.
Right, so just because I'm having a loud conversation, that defense was absolutely shit.
Said he's having a few moments today.
Yeah.
Love it.
Let's move to this other one. It's getting hot in here. I don't think the aircon's working today.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, Stephen, as a trusty member of Vic Paul Sheriff, you're very experienced. Any thoughts before I suggest anything?
They definitely changed. The defendant definitely changed their tune pretty quick when. Yeah, 1 minute they were saying it was all found there, and then the next they were saying it was all found elsewhere.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing, wasn't it?
sounds a bit. How do you do? But I don't know. At least from my opinion, it does sound a bit strange, you know. Saying one thing and then all of a sudden changing their mind and saying something else.
I do agree.
You know, that was the biggest thing. It sounds like they got caught in a bit of a lie or something, so they were like, ooh, or, you know, not so much a lie, but, you know, a bit of a, what would be the word? Bit, you know, like, oh, if it wasn't all, it was all found there, okay, yeah, fair enough, okay. But, yeah, not being found there, well, my question is, why didn't he just hand it into the police before he went on?
Yes.
You know, could have easily done that. Wouldn't have taken much. Simple call. You know, or he could have put it in his van, called the police and said, hey, I've got a heap of ammo in my car. I was wondering if I could hand it in to someone. You know, and put his phone number in. Pretty simple. You know, and then even if Fickpole were busy, they could easily call him back. You know, wouldn't be much. You know, there's plenty of ways to, you know, do it. Even if Fickpole were busy. Where is that?
Are you able to check for me if the accused had any firearms licenses prior to the FBO?
I have to get his name. Do you have it?
Yeah, I can give you his name.
Yep. Because I don't know it. Let's see. Wait, I haven't logged into the MDT. Whoops. Oh well. Give me a second to log into the MDT.
No worries.
It is SRF 116.
John, we're in the other room. John, we're in the other room.
Yeah. Have the taser out. It's just.
I've got something to tell you.
Yes.
You're not gonna like this. Justin's yelling, start singing, he's going to jail, he's going to jail. Now, I've told him to be quiet, stop talking to the defense. He's stirring them up. So, I'm just letting you know that. So, whatever you want to do from there, I'll leave it up to you. Me, personally.
Is he still doing it?
Yeah, I think he, look, here's the thing. He stopped as soon as I think he knew that I was in here. So, personally, me, I would be giving a contempt of court and telling him if he can't shut up or talk to, you know, amongst him and Justin, he can either talk to Justin only or leave the room.
I'll say that to just now. Thank you, John.
Okay. Thank you.
MCV2 Sheriff's in the courtroom. Could I please ask that you remind the gentleman, Yasin Ryder, with the slightly bald hair in the gallery, to please refrain from speaking to members of the prosecution or defence. This was his first and final warning, otherwise he will be met with contempt of court.
Okay. Can you spell the name for me? Because I can't see any sign language while I'm in.
Bob. First name Bob.
Okay, yep, that's easy.
Then O for Oscar.
Yep.
H for hotel.
H for hotel, yep.
Yep. Hyphen.
Yep.
Maxwell.
Max.
Well.
Well.
Hyphen Smalls, as in just something that's small.
So is it ES at the end or just S after the double L? Yana?
I think it's just double LS.
Okay. that's come up. Okay, what were you wondering?
Did he have any firearm licenses or concealed carry licenses?
No.
None at all.
Nope, no licenses at all.
Roger. Now, 6 to 60 actions. That's pretty broad. How long does 6 actions take? Like 5 minutes?
No. If it's
Not even?
If it is, so it depends. Is it going to be an indictable offence or undictable?
Non-indictable for.
Okay, yeah. Give me a sec. I do have
This
a thing.
this ammunition without authority is
Yeah.
non-indictable.
I just don't know which ones are indictable off the top
No,
of my
that's
head
totally
without
fine.
looking
No.
them up.
I was just trying to highlight. For you.
That's why I thought I'd check.
So yeah, it's
Give me a sec. I've got a thing here that somewhere that tells you that the Vic Pol thing tells you
yeah, I've got 6 to 60 weeks.
how long I think 6 weeks takes. It's like a minute or something.
Sorry, yeah, 6 to 60 actions.
Where is that? Just a minute. Where is that? I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, but I think 6 is like a minute at the most.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. It's not long at all.
And what's the maximum amount of actions?
So a sergeant can LSC
MCB's on radio.
plus can approve anywhere from 19 to 60 actions.
While we wait for your deliberation.
Copy that.
Is he all good to do that, or would you want them to stay?
Yeah, the maximum is still up to you. You can go
Should only be 3 or 4
as
minutes.
far above that as you're allowed. I'm not sure.
Get him to wait for now, Your Honour.
So an officer, standard officer, who's not an LSC plus, can only give up to 18. But an LSC plus can give 19 to 60.
Roger. Well, I think we do 60 actions. If you reckon that's only. Oh no, 6 is a minute. Oh no, so it's 60 actions.
Yeah. So 6 is about a minute at most.
Right, we'll do max then.
It's literally not long at all.
So that first charge, I could probably just email you if it's easier.
Yeah, that would be. If you...
I've just emailed that through to you.
Okay. Yep, it's come through. Easy.
My reasoning for the not guilty for non-compliance is because I believe that it should have expired today.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm ready when you are.
Yep, no worries, I can see that there. Yep. Okay. I am ready when you are. Just lock that door just for safety, you know.
Yeah.
It's always good to keep things locked, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
That way you know exactly where things are at. Like if somebody somehow broke in or something, you know.
Yeah.
Feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind.
Thank you for your time today, ladies and gentlemen of the court. I've come to my deliberation and have found the following verdict. In the case of the State versus Bob O. Maxwell Smalls, on the 3 charges that were brought before, sorry, the 2 charges and the 1 penalty infringement notice, I find you the following. Firstly, possess an accessory or ammunition without legal authority. I do find you guilty. You did have the time to hand it in. I asked Mr. Ryder to sit in his seat, otherwise he will be removed.
Your Honor, can I ask that he's been reduced, threatened my client multiple times, and be charged with contempt? He has threatened my client. He's been thinking out loud, saying very rude things to my client. May please have him charged with contempt and removed.
As soon as I finish my verdict, yes, we can look into that, Mr. Denar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So that was possessing accessory ammunition without legal authority, guilty with a fine of $5,000. Due to the fact that I believe that you had significant time to hand the ammunition in, I do agree that you are willing to do so. However, having it on you is still makes it illegal. So that was a decision of guilty. In relation to the charge, the indictable charge of non-compliance with the firearm prohibition order, due to the fact and the clerical error of the initial permanent FPO that was applied, I found you not guilty in relation to this charge, as I do believe that firearm prohibition order should have expired today. Mr. O'Smalls, this doesn't warrant you to pursue getting a weapon until this actually has expired, but in terms of the court's view today, unless you would like to challenge any future issues until the actual expiry has come about, on paper and in view of the court, we do believe that your FPO has expired and you have been found not guilty on that charge. And in relation to drive or park unregistered vehicle on the road or road-related area, we have found you guilty as that was uncontested.
Thank you.
In summary, that was a fine of $5,909 and a sentence of 60 weeks serving the community. Thank you, Mr. Smalls. And if there's any questions, you can feel free to meet me at the bar. And if you aren't happy with the decision of this case, you can always appeal it in the DCV. I do instruct any members that were related to the possible contempt of court charge in relation to Mr. Ryder in the gallery to remain in the courtroom whilst we pursue that. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Your Honor. There you go, mate. Got you off.
Yo, can I stay for this next one?
Sorry, you can't.
Your Honor, just for your note, while we're not obviously prosecuting this matter of contempt of court, just for your context, both the defence and the member of the gallery have been belligerently abusing each other, using expletives while you've been outside of the chamber. That includes the representatives of the defence and the defence themselves.
Okay, I'll take you in here and we'll get this started.
Please don't accidentally give me a permanent FPO.
No, I won't. It's not that easy.
Last sheriff, I checked with him 4 times, and then he goes, "Oh shit, I put a permanent brother." I like it's not a like. I get it was like his first time, but like I checked with him that many times.
Mr. Smalls.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Smalls, Mr. Ryder.
Wait, what was that? Oh, okay. That's just that's all good.
Sheriff, could you please
Just you gotta love pings. Finger processing.
I know you wouldn't fuck up, Stephen. You've been doing shit for too long, Matt.
Yep. Okay.
To the prosecution in the crime matter, you were asserting that there was further arguments between
Which
the counsel
word
of the
will I
defence
choose?
and
Maybe ammunition. That
gentleman in
might
question.
narrow it down.
Yes, Your Honour, that's correct. I would say on and off continuously at least 4 or 5 instances by both parties while you're outside of the chamber. I believe the sheriff.
So what am I getting? 60 weeks concert?
To both individuals
Yes.
numerous times and
Not weeks, but
additional
60
information.
actions.
Fuck, that's
It's
a lot.
that's what it's called. Yeah. Weeks are only if you go to the MRC.
Fuck, that's 60 concert. No.
Your Honour, excuse me.
Mr. Ryder, please.
Yeah. Not sure how it compares exactly to the going to the MRC for.
I suppose I could
Um,
do 20 by
40.
the time it would have taken them to get me up there.
Yeah. Ammunition, is that's the only word I wanted? Yep. So that would be 5,000.
Can I get my shovel back?
I didn't take it off you, so I can't actually give it back.
Can you request that? Can you do that?
I can try. But yeah.
Because like that's like a $50,000 shovel. I'm rich, but like I didn't get rich off, you know.
Nope. Road doesn't
Like
help.
they say, Stephen, there's a reason the rich stay rich.
And the poor get poorer.
Exactly, mate.
I would like to make it very clear before the court today that respect in this room is of paramount importance. Calling out from the gallery, calling out between parties, trying to aggravate them or roll them up is both unprofessional
Still
and
trying
not
to find
of the
this
behaviour that we expect here.
Yeah, be under traffic. Maybe it'll be easier just to manually find it.
Absolutely abhorrent that you have treated me with such disdain of the behaviour that has been explained to me. As a result, Mr. Ryder and Mr. Denoa, I'll be charging you with contempt of court, a fine of $5,000, and community service hours or actions of 15 actions each. I ask you, Mr. Ryder, restrain yourself.
I'm trying to find.
What the fuck's going on in there, mate?
Mr. Ryder, I ask you, I will up this sentence if you continue to use such foul language in this place.
Bruh, he's gonna get like.
Mr. Ryder, that is enough. You have been warned multiple times.
He should call it quits. Orson's getting pissed. He never gets
you,
pissed.
you don't shout out because you
No,
can't
I'm on-
hear.
I'm on.
Oh yeah, because I'm just saying you can't technically can't hear through the wall.
This is not on.
I'm hearing him through the ventilation.
That respect in this courtroom is, as I've said before, of paramount importance.
Then I'm taking my charges to court.
I am so confused.
We can do it right here and right now.
Why can't? Oh,
Please.
duh, because I'm looking. Yeah, that's why.
No, then
Yes,
I'll
Mr.
do it right now, right now.
Yeah, can you before you
It's
sentence
a
me, can you
pin.
just
That's why.
ask him about my shovel, bro?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just finding the
Appreciate you, Stephen, mate.
actual.
They need to make you commissioner.
Not happening. Guarantee you that.
Mate, they need to
I
make
wouldn't want it even if they did make me it.
Stephen for commissioner.
No, that's just too much. What's the word? Too much on my shoulder, if you know what I mean.
Takes you out of your head as well.
Yeah.
For the court's record today, I strike the charge out of my own misunderstanding against Mr. Denoa. Mr. Denoa, you may resume your seat in the gallery if you so wish, and Mr. Ryder, you may come up to the defense table.
No worries. Alright, first of all, Your Honor, I would also like to,
Mr. Ryder, are you running this case or am I?
No, Your Honor, first of all, no. Should...
Mr. Ryder, you're here before the court today facing contempt of court charge, which was originally 15 weeks and
There
charge
it
of
is.
$5,000, but has now been upped to an indictable offence of 40 weeks. Under you so plead.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Who do you know who took
Your Honor,
the
you said that
shovel off
speaking
you?
to the defence or
No,
prosecution
no.
of any stature was
it a Vic Pol officer? 'Cause
would
I
cause a
didn't.
contempt of court. However, I
I'm
never
guessing-
once addressed the defence in
I'm
any
guessing it was a
stage.
Vic Pol officer.
They overheard conversations and
Yeah.
decided to respond in kind. Okay, I should have lowered my voice. Okay, I'm a bit hard of hearing, and so I tried to match a voice. However, I would like to also bring to the court's attention that the guy
defendant would
of
like
the
his
defense
shovel
with the,
back from
kind of
the
long hair there, threatened to break my
Vic
nose
Pol
at one
officers,
point,
if
coming
possible.
up to me at one point.
Please repeat,
and threatened to break my nose. I
The
have
defendant would like
corroboration
his shovel back
next
from
to
the
guy
Vic Pol
who
officers, if
sat next to
possible,
me,
before he gets sent
and
to
as
Comstock.
well
You
as,
can sentence me and
there
they
would
can
have
just
been
bring it down.
body cam on the sheriff. At that point, he was by the door out the entire time.
Sorry, what was that?
Now, if you want to talk to me about contempt of court and the fact that he's just lied to the court about saying that he never once spoke to me, that is a
Do I have my
dereliction
metal
of
detector
duty.
I
on me,
can't hear
Stephen?
you over the noise.
I'm just going to grab at the officers for you.
Your point being, sir?
Yeah, no, he's all good.
He
Thank you.
overheard a conversation for somebody
I'll
else
check.
and he decided to respond in kind. I never
Yeah, you
once
do.
addressed him.
You would
appreciate
sir.
that.
We could all hear you.
So
He's just going to grab
while
it
you were
off
gone,
the
I was addressing my
officer.
friend to the side
Nah,
of me,
appreciate you, Stephen.
and Mr.
all
Justin
good.
J.
This is
When I
That
was
this is
holding the
funny. I want to go back in there.
his lap. If that is not underfitting of this room, I don't know what is.
Well, sir, to be
I'm
fair,
doing
in
contempt
my
to
eyes,
just
I
give
was
him
sat
from a
next to him.
judge.
I was like, maybe my
Magistrate.
knees were touching him, but you know, unfortunately, sir, I was sat on my chair. However, I would like, so if it's permissible by the courts, I would like. Can you at least ask Justin if he heard this aforementioned threaten to break my nose? Please.
So, your query is calling before a member of the gallery.
Of the gallery, yes, who has. Because
Sorry, it's
he's
taken
just
a
been
bit.
let off. Though,
You're all right, bro. Nothing
but
you can do,
an active
Stephen.
member of the defence came out
To
of
be
his
honest,
seat.
I'm glad
I never
it's
left,
taken a while,
or
mate.
left once the gallery. But he left
This
the
is the
gallery.
stupidest thing
and
I've
he
ever
left
seen.
this exact desk, travelled behind those segments,
Stretch.
came to me at my
Brother
seat,
was dancing
and
and
said, "If you
everything.
don't shut up, I'm going to break your nose." That is a threat, as far as I'm aware.
This guy really thinks
I
he's
just
going to
need-
be.
I just need him to
You
cooperate.
might be the better man here when it comes to instances like
Orson's
this
great.
and
I love
not
Orson.
mark up, but actually
Yeah, he is
represent
one
the civic
a
morality
good
that you
magistrate.
are laud to do
He's
here
fair.
at
He
Melbourne.
makes sure it's like an
Break
equal
things
playing
down,
field for everyone.
especially in a room
Yeah.
such as this. We're not on the
Regardless
street,
of if you've
we're not
been
in
to
a
court,
bar,
you haven't
just,
been to
grab
court,
that
whether
back.
you know the law.
I
but-
accept that, Your Honour. However,
Can we inform the client
however,
that the Or the
Up until that moment, I was having a loud,
accused, no, not the accused,
albeit
the
legal,
individual, the shovel
conversation.
is in the legal team's possession.
I would never once address.
Okay.
At,
So
at
does that
any
mean he
point in
can't
time,
get back at this
the
point in
defense,
time?
prosecution, throughout this
the
court
exact shovel is in
I got carried away. Yes, I will hold my hands up. Whatever. I'll cop those charges as you see fit. Whatever. But the fact that you've let him go, in my eyes, is a derelict of duty.
If he wants
it's
a miscarriage of justice.
Mr. Deno's possession, and it'll get.
I'm happy
out.
for them to just bring it down to that.
My conversation with him,
Sorry,
sir,
can you
there
repeat
was
that
only
last
one
bit?
warning
It's in his
of
possession. What was the ask?
behaviour, and after I requested it over radio, and there was no further issues. I'm going to actually ask a impartial third party, and I would like to ask the sheriff in the
Did
room,
you say that he'd get it
to
handed
bring
back,
forth
did
their
you?
testimony.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure when it can get handed back, but I guess when they're next available. Was there a prison sentence,
Yes,
or
please.
is the client free?
He's
Your
got
full name for the
ComServe.
record, Sheriff.
So I'll send him to ComServe and let him know that he'll get it back at some point. He might have to just contact them.
Mate, that's
Thank you,
50k right there,
Supervisor
mate.
Wilbur.
Just let them know
Please
to
explain
contact
the
the legal team
situation
to retrieve
that
the shovel.
was before the court today.
You got to contact the legal team to get your shovel back when you finish
Get
ComServe.
my shovel back.
Yes.
Why is that?
I don't know. Apparently it's in their possession. That's all I know.
That's ridiculous, Stephen.
Yeah. I don't know.
Objection, speculation.
I'll just give you these.
Free up my shovel.
The defense and the person.
Give me a sec.
Decently loud, obviously aimed towards defense.
Look, that's ridiculous, Stephen.
Objection, speculation.
I'll see you
Appreciate
some
it.
other time. All good. Sorry, I did
Right,
what I
I'm
could.
Sure
but-
you'll see,
yeah.
I'm sure you'll see me again.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, have a good one.
Have a good one, Stephen.
See ya. Bye.
Agitated by the client. After a while, by that time you then walked up to him yourself, and he remains silent himself.
Can I cross-examine her on it, or ask at least 2 questions?
You can ask her questions, yes.
Okay. At any point did the I don't know what the lawyer's name was. What's his name, sir?
Mr. Huxley.
Thank you.
Mr. Huxley, Denoa. At any point did Mr. Huxley Denoa ever come across and speak to members of the gallery?
He did not come across from what I saw and spoke to a member of the gallery, but he did come across and speak to myself. Twice.
Okay, and so at any point in time, did you witness any conversations between the defense or jabs aimed from the defense towards the gallery?
There was one aimed at yourself after you had made a comment towards them.
Again, speculation, but we'll pass that. So, we're gonna cross. Well, if we cross, so you at any point in time did you witness? You did not witness Mr. Huxley cross the threshold and talk to any member of the gallery.
No, as I said before, he crossed it to talk to myself.
Okay.
That's the only time I witnessed it on both of those occasions. The first time he came to approach me about a matter, and the second time he came to approach me about a matter.
Any further questions, Mr. Ryder?
Were you ever in your head for a duration of time lasting 1 minute or more?
I won't be able to tell you the exact seconds, but yes, at partial times, yes.
Were you in your head for any long minute? Were you in your head for a minute or longer when the magistrate had stepped out of the room?
I wouldn't say over a minute, no.
Any length of time were you in your head where an alleged conversation between the defense and myself could have happened?
I wouldn't say long enough for a conversation, but for a couple seconds.
A few words. For a few words.
Maybe a few
so
words, yes.
the alleged conversation.
Very leading. Where are you trying to land?
I'm trying to land that there was a time where the only sheriff in the room was in his head, and the alleged conversation could have happened.
However, even if this conversation did happen, this doesn't excuse your behaviour. You are
No.
you are the one on trial at the moment,
I
Mr. Ryder. No one
understandable,
else.
but you've just let a person go who you've just charged with contempt, and now I'm getting charged with contempt, which I will happily, Your Honor, I will happily cop. I will do. That is understandable. I shouldn't have engaged in such conduct. However, a derelict of duty would have happened if you just if one of us cops a sentence that both of us should be serving at this moment in time.
I only heard you screaming. The impartial third party that we have here has presented evidence that your actions far outweighs the actions of Mr. Denoa. And yet again, I remind you that you're the one on trial. If you have an issue with my judgment, you can take it to the DCB. Do you have any points of why you deserve leniency before the court today? Supervising Senior Sheriff, if there's no further questions, you may resume your post.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What happens if I could get somebody to confirm the conversation that happened? And in fact, it would explain as to why I got a bit more or animated than normal. What a character witness.
Okay, a character witness on the stand for leniency. Is there one in the room?
I called Mr. Justin J.
Mr. J, please approach the stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Before you begin in any testimony, Sheriff Stephen, are you happy to read the oath to Mr. J?
I don't really know that, Your Honor.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
One moment. Mr. J, are you a man of science or a man of God?
Science.
Repeat after me. I swear.
I swear.
Solemnly and sincerely.
Solemnly and sincerely.
And declare and affirm. Will be the truth, the whole truth,
the truth,
and nothing but the truth.
Will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Ryder, the witness is yours.
Okay, may I approach the stand, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, Mr. J, how would you characterize Yasin Ryder?
I would characterize you as a very fun, outgoing, vibrant person. Great for the community.
Fantastic. And
also normally speaks their mind in an appropriate manner.
Yeah, and have you ever witnessed Mr. Yasin Ryder as animated as he has been in the past hour or so?
No, I couldn't say that.
And would you say that Yasin Ryder is prone to fits of violence or public indecency?
Not in my presence.
And as you have said that you are, I am quite an outgoing and friendly. Are we not colleagues at the True Bluing Towing Company?
We are.
And have you ever seen any event of mispropriety or customer unsatisfaction at any point whilst we have been together at the True Bluing Towing Company?
Not today.
And in fact, did I not just receive a bonus for stellar work today from the True Bluing Towing Company?
That is correct.
And at any point in time, did you class me as somebody who is not deserving of a little bit of leniency?
I would say after what I witnessed earlier in the gallery, in the absence of the magistrate here, I believe there should be a bit of leniency. That is my opinion.
Okay,
Yep, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know you were finished.
No, you're right. You got another question?
Oh yeah. So, and at any point in time, did I act unceremoniously, or uncharacteristically in your eyes in this gallery here?
Not in my eyes. We were having a conversation about how we thought the ruling may take place, and that is all I had heard and seen at that point until the defense counsel came into the gallery and threatened to break your nose, along with the defendant at the time mumbling threats from back here,
Yes.
where he was sitting.
And forgive me, are you currently an acting member of Victoria Police? Recruit?
Corrections.
Correction, sorry, my bad. Forgive me, sorry. Sorry, a Department of Public Service, sorry. And
yes.
What is the relevance here, sir?
Oh, I'm just asking. I just going to make sure that he's himself is an upstanding member, so he himself should know what an upstanding member of society looks like. That is all my questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. J. You may resume your seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Ryder, in light of the time that you've spent in the courtroom today, your request for leniency, but notwithstanding the language, the actions, and the misbehaviour that we have witnessed in court today, I will be sentencing you to contempt of court, $5,000 in standard fine, and 15 actions. Thank you for your time today.
Your Honor, is there any leniency? Come on, I don't want to. Please don't make me do community service. I
leniency was that you've gone down from 40 weeks.
Your Honor, please don't make me please. I've just done like 100 actions of prison. Oh, okay. You know what? Fine.
This is community service, not at the MRC.
I definitely know, but I just don't like the brushing. The brush gets really in my hand and it gets splinters.
Well, Mr. Ryder, maybe it will encourage you to think more carefully about the words and actions that you choose to say in this prestigious institution, which is the Magistrates Court of Victoria. I therefore declare this second case adjourned.
Wasn't there a corrupt magistrate like 2 weeks ago? Jesus. Ooh. Hey, Jake, pick me up at the city central, please, or the police station. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Your Honor.
No, thank you, Stephen.
All good.
Sorry that it took so long.
No, it's all good. It happens.
It was driving me crazy.
Sometimes they can take even longer.
Yes. And I'm sorry about the misbehaviour in the courtroom as well.
It is what it is, unfortunately.
Just want to make things, safe for you guys because some of the behaviour is really, really bad.
Yes, people need to learn.
It just makes, sheriffs won't turn up.
Yep, that's
if they're
it.
just getting abused. So I want to make a really, really clear point. That's not on.
Yeah, nah, that should not be happening. No one should be getting abused in the courtroom at all.
They shouldn't.
I don't care who they are. They could be the defendant, they could be someone in the stand, who cares? Doesn't matter. They shouldn't be getting abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me just
One
speak
thing
to
I
these other
really
people.
dislike is
Hmm.
verbal abuse.
100%.
It's just,
Just not on.
no. And bullying, because it's really just a form of bullying if you think about it.
Yep, I hate it. I hate bullying in all its forms.
I don't like it either. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, and
it's all good.
hopefully we'll.
Anytime. I don't always promise to be here, but I try.
Appreciate it, Stephen.
No worries.
Stephen, I'm getting picked up by a private jet in 10 minutes. So
Yeah, all good.
I'll see you around.
No worries. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man.
Will do, and I'll see you at some other point.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Who knows when that will be, but anything's possible.
Hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah. Be doing a bit cold tonight.
Okay. Should be
So
fun.
if there is another court case, I might try and, depending on what's happening, obviously, try and get here. But anyway.
Alright, I was gonna speak to Orson because I need someone to show my wife around.
Yeah.
If when I have to go, 'cause
Hello.
she needs a phone license and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was hoping Orson might be able to do it.
Yep.
Because those officers did.
Yeah, I've got to do
their officers
paperwork.
offered and then they left. So.
Yeah.
I could always fly out with you and we do it together when we come back.
Sure, but you know, we could always do the fun stuff, like car buying when I get back. You don't really want to be taking your driver's license test when I come
it
back.
was sort of a bit of both. To be
Mm.
honest.
Yeah, driver license
I'll
test
see if Orson
can
does
take a
that.
bit.
Awesome.
Actually, there's a pretty good reason why I should wait till you come back, James.
Oh, what's that reason?
Can I speak to you in the corner, please?
With the so-called sorry, Mr. Palms.
No, it's all good. He just
Something's going on with the city right
jumping
now.
all
I
over the
think.
place.
Yes. But what I was saying, I'm really starting to get a little bit ticked off with the defense counsel of late because there seems to be unregistered lawyers coming in and acting as if it's like as Honorable Carson has said, this is not the pub and this is not the street. They seem to be coming in and thinking it's like sort of some sort of rec center or something, you know? Like
Yes.
Dandenong Rec Center or something, you know?
And that was very evident from what I'd seen in there.
The second, the other day I had a case with an officer and the same defendant.
I'm heading out.
See
How
you.
you going, guys?
Yeah.
See you,
Hey
Mr.
guys.
It was It was wonderful to meet you guys.
Likewise. Hopefully that wasn't too boring.
Oh no, it was wonderful. I love legal things. I studied some legal stuff back in the States.
Oh, nice. Well, we'd love to see some more lawyers. So, even magistrates, I think you can apply. So that's great.
At the moment, I'm kind of torn between wanting to do EMS because I also did pre-med.
Oh, you can
Oh,
do
nice.
both.
Very cool.
You can do
Well,
both.
there's always room. There's always room in the inn, as they say.
I think EMS is hiring right now, aren't they?
I think they are.
Yeah. My husband is
So is
pretty
every
set on me
call.
joining
Reception.
TBT though.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
don't
good
have
place.
to join TBT. I just said it was like it was a good thing.
Nah, he wants me to make him some money so he can get some nice cars.
Oh, right.
What am I
is
hearing,
that?
James? Are you using your wife as the financial incentive?
That's abuse.
Yes, I am.
What?
Don't worry, it's consensual.
No, it's
Well,
alright.
Who
I
wears the pants then?
no, I love him
She's into
lots.
that
He can
stuff.
have
Better
all
sue
my-
him.
You need to pay the waifu tax.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Everything you
I
own,
pay her back, you know.
5%
I
of whatever.
Looks like
you
got
own
another
is
court case
spent.
income.
He won't let me get an American pickup truck. He
Holy
says if I get
story.
an American pickup truck, I have to deal with an Aussie Ute. So
Wow.
Utes are better.
Yeah,
Interesting.
appreciate
Hopefully
seeing
the
you.
next case is better,
I
mate.
have a lot of the American pickups.
No more
Yeah.
attempts
Oh,
to court.
no, oh my
Oh,
days.
Wow.
what's going on?
Also, I'm at the, you're being charged with assault and contempt of court. No, I'm just kidding.
I've just
Yeah.
been
So
assaulted
just
by
no,
Contempt
someone.
of
I'll
court by
pay
the
you
judge as
compensation.
well.
I'll pay you
I don't want your compensation. I want to sue you right now.
I want his compensation.
Actually, did you know that the magistrates and judges? I got that.
There's so many people.
All good.
I can't. I don't know
You
who's
should give compensation to everyone for me having to witness
I
that.
don't need your compensation. It's all good.
Don't give me
I'll have it.
compensation. I've got enough money as it is.
Oh, I'll take that money off your hands.
No.
I'm broke. I want to invest in some more Christmas trucks.
Okay, John, give it to someone
Is
else.
this like some sort of thing from last night?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just give it to someone else, John.
Okay. Justin, come over here.
Alright, let's go.
All right. I'm flying out in like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the wife out front.
Yeah, no worries. Take it easy.
You too.
Will do.
Stay there, Justin.
Okay. Sure, John.
I might head off. What's time? 2:30. Also let the team. Oh yeah, sure. No, I'm not a cop IRL. Farmhand. Definitely not a cop. What do I have in the locker? Okay. Yeah, no. Not going to be a cop IRL. Well, I might fly out because there's only a couple of minutes left before tsunami, and I'll be back in after tsunami. I think is the plan.